Morning, everybody. John Leverty, and welcome to Coffee Break with Leverty Insurance Strategies. We are back in the office. So I have moved computer equipment. I just got done installing all that, and it's kind of like plug it all in and turn it on, and away it goes. So that's kind of one of the neat things. For about the last 2-3 months, I've been at home in a basement bedroom. And all I did was take and unplug everything and bring it there and plug it back in, and away it goes, just like nothing had ever changed. But I think maybe I've probably shared this story with you about middle of February. My mother became weak and fell in the kitchen, and my dad wheeled himself in and with his walker, and he fell on top of her. And from there, it just kind of snowballed, and we had a hospital visit. Got her taken care of, got her home. She didn't want to be in the hospital, so we brought her home. And shortly after that, my dad, while we were getting her all settled back in, he wasn't feeling well. Took him in, and it was probably within the span of about a week that we lost him. So, miss my dad, great guy. So it was kind of a month of that, taking care of all that, and then the coronavirus hit. And so it's great to be back in the office and here, ready to take care of people. One thing, we are always going to be careful here. We are going to make sure that everything is wiped down, clean, sanitized, sterilized, hypersized, whatever. But we're going to make sure that we try to keep it a nice, clean place. I think there's varying levels of concern, how people are looking at all this, and I think I'm just going to play it on the safe side. We're going to do masks, so if you come to visit, we'll give you a mask. I just think it's doing my part to keep Minnesota open. So, somebody can show me, why I shouldn't worry about it, then I am all ears, but let's just be cautious and keep the state open, keep the state running, and enough said on that. So, excuse me. Again, it's the Coffee Break with Leverty Insurance Strategies. I think this is episode 11. I've lost count. Must be because I ran out of fingers. So, once again, we are broadcasting on a different format here. This is a different program, so I don't get to see what's going on YouTube. So if you do have a question, it's John at LevertyInsuranceStrategies.com, and we'll probably take those questions and use them for next week. But if you do so, the first person that submits a question, even the first, second, or third, we have a coffee mug. It's a stainless steel one. One of the carriers gave me a whole box full of them, and so submit a question, and if we use it, we'll make sure we get you out one of these. Probably the method of delivery will be me drop it off at your house. Just want to make sure you're not in Cucamonga, California. But, we'll make sure you get one. So, again, John at LevertyInsuranceStrategies.com. And kind of today's topic is going to be something called Medicare training. And just to give you a little background, to sell any product that is a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare Advantage with prescription drugs or a prescription drug plan, you need what's called an AHIP certification. Now, I went and tried to look up AHIP, and I wasn't able to figure that out by the time of broadcast, but it's AHIP, and every year, and this has gone on since about the mid-2000s, so probably about 2005, 2006, every year have to take this training. And it's about 5 modules you have to go through. It talks about marketing, it talks about educational events, it talks about sales events, what you can do in a sales event, what you can do in an educational event, etc., etc. It's pretty detailed, and so I've had to pass that every year. I always have, staying fully compliant. And so, we take that test, take that quiz, and then for each company that you sell, you need to take their certification also. And I think in Minnesota, I'm it's probably a dozen different companies that I represent in Minnesota, and I do represent 4 or 5 companies in at least 5 to 6 other states. So not only do I have to take the Medicare certification with AHIP, I also need to take a certification with each company, and I need to stay licensed in all those states. So I like to think we get pretty smart by the end of all that, but I think what's, really you have to be smart about is being in tune with what the customer wants and needs, and that's what we're all about. If it's good for you, it's good for me. If it's good for me and not good for you, then we shouldn't be talking about that. So, but some of the things it talks about is in the training, we are required to get something called a scope of appointment. So if we've met before, you're kind of like, what is this kind of hokey piece of paper that we have to fill out and sign and date before we can talk about things? That's called the scope of appointment. I'm required to hold on to that for 11 years. So we've got a file cabinet back here. Well, that's not it, but we've got a file cabinet in the other room with those scope of appointments. We're pretty digital around here, so very little is kept on paper, but rather it's secured in a digital upload file. So try to keep everything really, really safe, clean, COVID-free, and digitally safe. So kind of moving on, a lot of the, I have to pass, I have to get about 90% on the test. And so sometimes if you're kind of down to the last minute, it's kind of one of those, geez, I hope I pass it. So, but always have. Each company has their own training. A lot of the companies kind of rehash over that CMS training, which is Center for Medicare Services. A lot of them go through that training again, so you have to pass it again with each company. Most of the companies, their training amounts to looking at what their product offerings are going to be this fall. And for you seniors, which is what this is all about, that open enrollment starts on October 1st. You can start sending in applications October 15th through December 7th. And so that's kind of the annual enrollment period. And I think if you look down in the news section of the website, Leverty InsuranceStrategies.com, under the news section, you're going to see that I've done a video on the difference between Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplements. That's a good one, so you probably want to go click on that and watch through that. Hopefully, the videos have gotten better as we go along. I haven't, been real broadcasting about these videos because I'm really trying to hone down and get better at what I'm doing. I think I can talk into a camera, but so anyway, kind of a rabbit hole, off on a tangent there. So again, when you come in and you're a Medicare person and you're looking for plans that go along with your Medicare, just want to let you know, an agent that is selling insurance to you has to be certified with the government and has to be certified with the each company that they represent. So, and each company is going to have kind of their stipulations about how you can sell their products. I have one company that has a video. So I started sending out quotes and kind of a reference package, and that reference package does have, it's electronically sent, and then there's the video is attached. So that's basically about it for today. Like I said, we're just going to talk about the Medicare training that's coming up, so I'll be doing that. If you want to see topics in the future, let me know. Again, I gave you my email address at the outset. It's john@levertyinsurancestrategies.com, and maybe we can start doing that sort of on-demand questions. So I'm wishing you all well. Welcome back to the office. If you do want to make an appointment, you can go out on my website. You can email me, call me, 952-234-4580, and more than happy to get together. We are going to work safety. So again, we'll have masks, but bring a mask with you. And we just want to keep the state open for business and pleasure. So wishing you all well. God bless you, and have a great Monday. Looks like we got a little rain, but it's hot out, so stay cool. Bye.